everyone. Welcome to the Tell Me Everything podcast. I'm so excited that you are here with us today. This is like a dream come true for real, like a real life, whole entire dream come true. I'm so excited because this podcast has been something that's been in my heart for over a year, more than a year, probably 2 or 3 years. And of course, it's called the Tell Me Everything podcast. You've probably seen that kind of splattered all over everything. But it's because what I want to do is I want people to come onto this podcast, and I'm going to do lots of interviews, really amazing interviews with some amazing people over the next years. And I want for people to tell me everything about something. How this sort of started was my friend Shelley, who's on here with me today, and I were at a wedding. Say hi. So we were at a wedding a few years ago, and I walked up to these people that I had not seen in years, a couple of years maybe. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen you. Tell me everything. And the guy, his name is Andrew, he looked at me and he's like, Amy, you should start a podcast called the Tell Me Everything podcast. And I was like, oh my goodness, I should totally start a podcast called the Tell Me Everything podcast. So I ended up praying into it and really asking the Lord what he wanted to do with it. And this is what came of it. So I'm super excited that you're here to be a part of this amazing launch. And then also there's something else that's so exciting. And the reason that we're here today and the reason Shelley's here with us today is because my book is out. It's official.
Yay. And the crowd goes wild.
Everybody's screaming and hollering. It's like the not for sale will actually not be on the book. So that's not part of the cover, but there's the cover. And I'm so excited.
So exciting.
Anyway, I actually asked one of my besties in the whole entire world to come on this podcast today with me and to actually interview me about my book, because I didn't want to just do like a blanket, hey, like here's what my book's about and everything. I felt like she is the one to draw all of the goodness out of me and to ask all of the right questions and to just be amazing, because she's amazing. She's my person. She's amazing. And I love her dearly. And so I don't know, let's talk about how we met. You want to talk about how we met a little bit?
Oh my, sure. I mean, yeah, it was a long time ago.
It's been a long time. Yes. So
back in the day.
I know. I'll start.
Okay.
And you can fill in some of the blanks too.
Okay.
I used to work for a church called the St. Louis Dream Center in St. Louis, Missouri. And that is where we met. So I was on their staff and working and doing the executive director for a part of a program called the Women of Hope program. And so it was an addiction recovery home for women and part of Joyce Meyer Ministries and stuff. And so it was really an amazing time of my life. Honestly, the highlight of it was meeting Shelley. I believe God ordained for me to be in St. Louis to meet Shelley, and just our friendship has flourished so much since then for 20 something years. How long has it been? Do you know?
I don't even know. I'm afraid to really try to think back and figure out how many years it's been, but I think it's been over 20 now.
Yeah, it has. Cause I was there in 2000. I was there in 2005 for a little while and then went back to work and to live in 2006. So I think it's been, and this podcast is being recorded in 2026. So it's been 21 years. So that's so incredible. And we have been through some things. Okay. Let's talk about how we have been
some things. Yes. I mean, even we went through some things in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But I mean, since then we've moved to multiple other states. I mean, now we're both halfway across the country from where we met, all the way down in South Florida.
Yes. Okay. So that's funny too. And I love that because it's I want to say that because we met in St. Louis. Shelley moved here to South Florida years before me, maybe almost
in 2008.
So right after we met, a few years after we met, she moved down here. And then I lived in Alabama, and I lived, a couple of different places in Alabama during the time. And then moved to Minnesota for a little while and was in the place where all things, I don't want to talk about it. It's awful. It's so cold. I love all of my Minnesotans. If you're listening, you have a special place in my heart because you survive it survive frozen tundra weather every year for long periods of time. That life was not for me. I would like to be a snowbird and go there in the summer months when it's beautiful, because it was absolutely gorgeous in the summer months, but not so much during the frozen winter where the snow is literally piled as high as literal buildings. Not kidding. If you know, you know. So anyway, I moved there and then moved to South Florida, years later, but our friendship has like lasted through the years because we're
Yes.
like, we're intentional about hanging out and talking and staying connected and,
Truth.
being there for each other. So total accountability for one another, which we'll do a whole nother podcast on that because that's for real.
For real.
So I love the fact that you're doing this today, Shelley. I can't even I told her before we got on here, I was like, I'm probably going to cry very likely and very possibly multiple times throughout this whole entire thing. I might just bawl my eyes out, but I'm just grateful that you are the one doing this because that is like, you're one of my best friends in the world, like a sister to me. And I would not want anyone else to do this. So I'm going to let her kind of take it away and ask me some questions about my book, my very, very first beautiful, amazing book that is coming to stores and all the things. So here we go. Abide.
Okay, here we go. Well, it's such an honor to be able to be here to ask you these questions and just, to be with you. This is going to be so much fun.
Yes.
And I am absolutely not going to cry under any circumstances because I am a total professional interviewer. This is the first one that I've ever done. Okay. So I'm going to be completely professional.
So total side note though, I was actually driving down the road and I told Shelley this before we got on. I was like driving down the road listening to K-Love or something this morning. And I was like, why has K-Love not called me and Shelley and asked us to be on a show and do a show? Because we're funny and we're the best. People want to listen to us. Okay. And I told her that and she was like, because we haven't done anything for them to see us. I was like, yes, now we're going to start getting all the calls. They're going to.
I know. So here we are. World. We have arrived, world.
It's our debut. Oh my gosh. What in the world?
It is. So okay. Good. Okay. I'm going to try not to cry. Okay. So yes, okay. I'm trying to I'm prophetically saying I'm not going to cry.
Prophetically. Yes, please prophesy that or prophesy, either one, whichever.
Hopefully I'm not prophesying. Lord help us.
No.
Okay.
No, we don't do that.
Oh, we don't do that. We're not into that.
Nope.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to start at the very beginning. Okay. That seems like a good place to start. Okay. So tell us where the book came from. Just not what you would say at a book signing. And we want to hear the nitty gritty down and dirty. Yes. Where did this concept of this book come from for you?
Yes. Okay. So this book, I'm telling you, all of you need to know that this book I have lived this book and continue every single day of my life to live out every word of this book. Mm-hmm. But I think where it really started for me, this book kind of was birthed out of a really, really dark season of burnout. I was in such significant burnout. About 3 years ago, I was doing a lot at my job. We had some people jump off staff and go other places and do other things. And it meant that I was taking on more of a role in different areas of the ministry. All of you that are new to the channel, hopefully there's going to be lots of new people coming on here and listening. So you don't know me personally. I'm just talking everybody knows where I work. But I work for a church down in South Florida called Journey Church. And it's at Lake Worth, West Palm area. And I've worked here for almost 6.5 years. I can't believe it, but it's almost 6.5 years. And wow. I was about 3.5 years ago, I was going through a really, really hard season of burnout, and I was about to become a mom, a foster mom. And there were all of these really exciting parts of my life that were taking off. But I found myself in a dark place of just trying to figure out what is God doing? Where is God? How is he good? Where is he at? What's happening in my life and all of this? And so I had just had this really kind of a moment with the Lord. And I was just I went in, I actually talked with my leadership and I said, hey, I need a break. And honestly, that is also when I stepped into counseling, which I'm a very big, praise, celebrate the counselors and the therapist, because I needed to just unpack some things in my life. Mm-hmm. And some of that was the burnout that I was facing from work and life. A lot of things in my life were just kind of tumbling. And so I felt like I was not doing what I should be doing in abiding. And I started to realize, oh, I'm not doing this. And so that's where the book came from. It's truly it was a dark season, a dark time. And thankfully God brought this book out and birthed this book out of me from that dark
Mm-hmm.
season. I feel like Joyce Meyer used to say, if I'm writing about it or speaking about it, I've had to live it. And I'm like, there's no truer words. If I'm writing about it or speaking about it, I have had to live it. So that is absolutely true. So, yep.
Yes. Okay. So you kind of got into this a little bit, but so tell me, were you writing it for other women as you realized, or what you were going through, or were you writing it for yourself?
So let me say this. It started off for me, honestly. Like I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, I am writing this book because I need to hear these words. Truly.
Yeah.
Like I am like living out of this place of producing, and I was in this hustle mentality, this rush and go, really be busy and wear busy as a badge of honor. And it was just
Mm-hmm.
this place that I did not want to live. So it started out really about me. And then as I got into the book more and journaling more and getting more of the words on paper and on my computer, I realized that this is actually a now word. I believe it's a now word
Mm-hmm.
for women everywhere, because I
Yeah.
believe as women, we carry such a weightiness to producing and always being on and making sure that we're like taking care of everyone and that everything is good. We're all good. Everything's perfect. And I just found myself hearing and having conversations with so many women. I would sit across the table from women, and they would just pour out their heart to me about how they were busy and they didn't know what to do with their life, and they were just all kinds of overwhelm. And so it started out for me, and it ended up being like, I believe, a now word for the women of the world.
Amen. Yes, I agree totally. I mean, I got to see you go through, writing it, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but yeah, it's definitely a good word for every woman now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about the title, Abide. Tell us, what does that mean to you? Like,
Mm-hmm.
not like the dictionary version, but like, what does it mean to you personally?
Ooh, this is such an important part of this whole entire interview, because I feel like there were two kind of thesis scriptures that I really held on to in writing this book. And the first one is Psalm 91:1, which Shelley and I have talked about for years and years and years, about how that scripture and all about that scripture, which we have some exciting news at the end that we're going to share and talk about. But just that Psalm 91:1, he who dwells in the secret place shall abide under the shadow. And I think that so many of us as women and men, that we want to abide under the shadow, and we want to live in that place of like under the protection, what we would call the protection of the Holy Spirit, but we don't want to dwell in the secret place. And I really felt like that we need to dwell first so that we can then abide. And so that's one of the big things that we talk about in the book. And then the other thing is in 15, which I is one of my favorites. So first of all, John is my favorite disciple, 100%. I mean, he is like,
He was, according to him, he was also Jesus'
yes.
favorite. So.
Well, that's why he's my favorite, because he was
Mm-hmm.
like, yes, I am the beloved. I'm the one that he loves, not anyone
Mm-hmm.
else, just me. It's like, it makes me laugh so hard. I'm like, yes, John, yes, we hear you, we see you, okay? But I love how he writes, because he wrote from a place of knowing that he was the beloved, that he
Mm-hmm.
was loved by the Lord. And so I love that. I love this whole gospel is so beautiful. But I'm going to read a little bit, because
Okay.
I want for people to hear this, and I'm gonna read it from, I have my trusty like NLT, but I'm gonna actually read it from the New King James version, because I think this version is it's such a beautiful version. I love it. It says,
Mm-hmm.
"I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me." And I think that is such a beautiful, I love how the Lord uses gardening and vines and vine dressing and all of the seasons and everything in his word. But this is such a beautiful thing, because, this is what I realized about my life as I was writing this. I realized that the Lord was pruning things, and that was not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
That he
Yes,
was
true.
actually pruning things out of my life that needed
Mm-hmm.
to go, that I needed to release. And as I would allow him to prune, the word is clear that it's for purpose so that I can actually then be even more fruitful. And that's the whole point, is we want to be fruitful
Yes.
for the kingdom. And so
Mm-hmm.
I love those two scriptures. And honestly, those two scriptures are the foundation of this entire book. And it brings us back to that place of just abiding and being rooted in him, not striving. That was a huge part of my life for so long. I was always in the strive. I would like, if I do more, God will love me more. If I'll be more worthy if I do more, and I'm more, I please people and all of that. So that's really where the book title came from, and the whole title, because I don't think I've said the whole title. It's Abide, and then the subtitle is Breaking the Cycle of Rush in a Culture of Busy. And I think we live in a culture of busy, and we have to break that cycle of rush out of our lives and break that off of us. So love it.
Yes. So good. So good. Okay, so paint me a picture of like the woman that you wrote this book for. Like, who is she? What does her life look like? Just like a random Wednesday. What is she up to? What's she doing?
Yes. Okay. So goodness, I think so. I am that woman. Okay. So I am this woman. So let me just tell you, it is a person that is overwhelmed, that is
Mm,
overscheduled, that loves the Lord and has so much love in her heart for Jesus and so much love in her heart for her family, but she feels actually really empty on the inside. And I think that is where this book came from. It's like who I was actually writing to was that woman again, that I was that woman. And sometimes I
mhm.
can fall back into those patterns and stuff. And so breaking that cycle, right? So it's that place of overwhelm, constantly feeling overwhelmed, overscheduled, busy, running here, running there, doing all the things, but yet still feeling empty. It's a lot.
Yeah, I love how it opens up with, the woman setting her alarm clock early and
Mm-hmm.
still not getting to spend time with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how many of us have been in that place? And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like we're all so busy. I mean, the woman you described to me feels
Mm-hmm.
like it's all of us,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it might look a little bit different for people's different scenarios, but
Yeah.
it's all of us.
I think that I think that's true. I think women, I just believe at the core of who I am, I believe that women have this struggle of producing. We just feel
Mm,
like we have to, and because that's what we do. We bear fruit. We bear the seed, right? That's what we
hmm
do as women. And so I think we just lean into that so hard, and it's almost like the lie that we believe that if we do
hmm
more, then God will love us more, and it'll make
mm,
us more worthy. And
wow.
that's just a lie. It's not
hmm
true. And we get to choose. This is the thing. We get to choose to break partnership with that lie. So that's what
hmm
we have to do.
It's true. It's almost like an addiction
Yes.
to being busy
Yes.
and just so much rushing. It's like rushing, rushing, rushing. We're
Mhm.
always, it's not even good enough
Mhm.
anymore to just look on GPS and see when we're going to get somewhere. It's like,
Yep.
I think I can beat that. I
Yes.
can beat it. Somehow I can beat it. It's
Yes. It absolutely it is, absolutely.
it's so crazy. So what do you think is like behind that? Like why are we addicted to being
Yeah.
busy?
Yeah. So I think for me, what I found, and I believe this is true for so many women, it was I was addicted to being busy because I didn't wanna have to deal. I didn't wanna have to deal with my own stuff. And I felt
Mm,
like if I could just do and be and go, and then I wouldn't have to be still. And there was
mm,
this like fear of stillness, fear of being still with the Lord. Because what would he say to me? Like what would he say? What would he ask for me to do? And I just could not get past this fear of being still and not and hearing from the Lord or whatever. And then the other part I believe that's so true is our identity is rooted in something other than Christ. And
mm,
when we are rooted outside of our identity is rooted outside of Christ, and we're not connected and abiding in the vine, not dwelling in the secret place and abiding under the shadow, when we're not doing those things, then we lean into that addiction of busy. We've got to do
mm,
more. We've got to hurry. We've got to rush. We've got to make it here. We've got to make it there. If we hustle harder, then it'll make things happen faster, or we'll be able to get to the finish line easier. And that's just a lie. That's not true. And honestly, it's a cultural thing that the enemy has brought in to our culture. And just, I think social media coming on the scene has caused a lot of that, because there's so much comparison and competition and just all of those kinds of things. And so I just think those things are the ones that we have to shift. That we really have to find our identity in Christ and really allow ourselves to be able to and be willing to be still with him, be still and know that I am God. And that scripture we were talking about earlier, about the scripture that in Joshua 14 that talks about that he's fighting for us, that we need only to be still. And I'm like, that's so hard. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit, I think, but it's so hard to do that, to be still in those moments. So hard.
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about the subtitle. You mentioned it a moment ago, but in the subtitle, you use the word cycle. So, what is a cycle? And like, what makes it different from, I don't know, like we talk a lot about, oh, I'm in a hard season, or like, I just went through a really hard season, or whatever. That's like a phrase that we use all the time. So, what's the difference between like a season versus a cycle?
Okay, so this is something that I could literally, I'm like, give me a microphone. Oh yeah, I have one. I mean,
oh
I'm
yes,
like,
you have one.
I could preach up in this.
Preach, girl, preach.
This is serious. All right, so I believe so strongly, and I feel like a sneak preview here. My second book is actually also on cycles, so I'm actually writing the second one, and it's called Brave Hope, breaking free, daring to break free from the cycle of disappointment. And so it's about cycles. I don't know why God has me like just breaking all these cycles, breaking all these patterns in my life, right? But I think for me, what it has been is what I was realizing was that a cycle, I was realizing that all of these things are patterns, that it wasn't just a one-off. Like I wasn't just not abiding for a little while. I would go these long periods of time where I would be like not having my prayer time as well as I should, not being in community like I should, not being super connected to what God wanted to do in my life and my purpose and those kind of things. And that when you go long periods of time, it's not a season, because a season is like when you're in a season, it's like spring is a defined amount of time. It's not forever. We don't have spring for all of the years of our lives. No, it's like a season is a specified amount of time. And so when we find ourselves in this place where it is long, it is actually a place, not a season. And what I would say is it's not a place that's a good place. It's not the secret place. It's actually a different kind of place that we do not want to be in. And so I think for me, it was finding myself in this self-perpetuating pattern of just going back to the same cycle over and over of not abiding in him. And I believe we can break that cycle, and we can step into abiding fully. And I think it's just something we have to work at it. It's not once and done, but it is something we can do.
Yeah. I mean, those kinds of things, like, all of our decisions, like they have consequences, right? And all of our actions have consequences, whether they're good or bad. Talk to us a little bit about what does it cost, or what is the consequence? What is the, the price you pay as a woman, like staying in that cycle? Like what's she losing out? She might not even realize, but what is she missing out on?
Ooh, yes, this right here. So I think for me, the missing out parts of this, there's a couple of things that come to mind. The first one is intimacy with God. It's the number one thing. We were actually created for communion with the Father. The whole reason that he created man was and woman was for communion with him and communion with each other. Like we are to commune with one another, right? And so that's what we're made for. And when we step outside of abiding in him and staying connected to him, we step outside of intimacy with God. And all God really wants is for us to just be intimate with him and just love him, to care for him, to like be with him, to lock eyes with him and be in his presence. And I think the second thing I would say is, and this is kind of along those same lines, it's being present and intimate with God and then being present with our people. Wow. Yeah. The number of times that I have found myself, especially in motherhood, like I am super intentional. When I pick up the boys from daycare, I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going home. We're going to have our time together. And I realize it's only a few hours. And so I'm like, I have to guard those hours with my whole life. I have to guard that time. And so being present with my people I'm losing out. I'm missing out on that if I'm not breaking that cycle of rush. And then I think the last thing that I would say is your joy. Yeah. You're just you're being robbed of your joy when you do not abide and you live in that cycle, and you're just losing out. Your joy is how can you be joyful when you're overwhelmed and you're overworked and you're tired all the time and you're this, that, and the other? You have to learn how to stay connected to God and be intimate with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, the joy of the Lord is our strength, right?
Yes.
So
Lord, say that.
We can't let anything like steal our joy, because then the enemy is robbing us of our strength also.
That's so good. Yeah, that's so good. So true.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about, so we talked a little bit then about what does the book mean to you? You know, how did you start writing it? Who is it for? All of that kind of stuff. So let's get into some of like the meat of it, the message of it. So what's the answer? Like, what does it actually mean to abide? Like, okay, keep it simple, you know, like for us regular people with regular busy lives, what does it really mean to abide?
Yeah, so this is such a good question, because I feel like that we often are, as busy women, we often find ourselves thinking that it's just about having quiet time. So if we check the box, if we can, like, it becomes a to-do part of our to-do list. So we just check the box and we're like, oh, check, I spent time with the Lord today, so I'm done. And the reality is that we should just live there. Like, we should live in that place and not try to swim around in our crazy all day long and not actually be there. And I think one of the things that God really showed me, because let's be clear, I am a runner. Like, I'm not a runner. Like, no, like I'm not a runner. Like, I don't run. Because let's be clear, if I'm running like out in the streets, somebody's chasing me. Okay, that's why I'm running, honestly. But I am a runner. Like, I do all the time. I'm like, go, go, go. Like, I've got to be busy doing something. I want to be doing something always. And the thing that I found was that the Lord was not asking me to stop doing things. He was asking me to do them from a place of abiding. And so it was really a posture of my heart and a place where I was like called to live. And as long as I'm living in the secret place and dwelling there, then it's okay if I'm a busy person. Busy is not bad. It's just that it's where are you doing it from? Are you doing it from a place of overflow, or are you doing it from a place of striving and trying to always do more, to get more, to be more, to all of the questions and answers we've already said. But yeah, I think that is the big thing, is this whole idea of abiding is really about, it's not about being still and not doing anything. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you need those days where you're like, you know what? I'm not getting out of the bed today. I'm going to sleep up here in this bed and I'm just going to lay around and do nothing, whatever. And you need those days. And that's self-care, girl. That is self-care. Own that, take that, keep that. But realize that you can still be busy, but just do it from a posture and a place of abiding in him and being in the secret place. So
it's so good. So good. Not just like adding something to your life, but doing something different.
Yes, exactly. It's like I say in the book, I talk about how it's changing your address. It's like you're not going to live over here in crazy town anymore. You're going to actually now live and abide in the secret place. So you're just changing your address to the secret place. Yes.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay. It's making me excited about like a little thing we're going to tease later on. Okay. Yes. Anyway, so is there like a practice in the book or like a moment in the book where like you think like it's like the turning point? You know, like where's the place in the book where it's like I get it? Or maybe, you know, is there a place like that in the book?
So yes, I believe there is. Basically, the book is broken up into a couple of different like little spaces. It's so great because it has like, I wish I could like show it to you actually, but there's some chapters at the beginning, and then it gets into like the actual devotional stuff, and you can actually like write in it. It's got, I mean, and I love the size. Like the size is just amazing. I love it. But there's a devotional section of 21 days of devotions, and those devotions are really meant, and though that's where if anything is like going to shift, that's where it's going to happen. But let me be real, because I don't know how to be any other way but just real. It's only going to be as powerful as you press into it. So the questions are there, and the pressing in and all of the things that you need to go deeper into the word and all of that is there. But how much are you willing to be honest with yourself and be honest with the Lord and press into that? So, but that's where I feel like the shift happens. It happens when we start those devotions and we start diving into those devotions and going deeper.
That's good. That's good. Press in, press in.
Yes.
Okay. So you talked about John a little bit, but I just want to jump back into that for one moment and talk about like the scripture that anchors the whole book. Yep. So tell us a little bit more about why you chose that particular one.
So the other part of John that I love, John 15 specifically, that I love so much is it's John 15 verse 16. And I love this because Jesus, it's like the red letters, people. Okay, it's the red letters. Jesus is talking, so you better listen, right? It's so serious.
Love the red letters.
I know, honestly, so good. There used to be like a song, I'm dating myself so bad right now, but there used to be a song called Red Letters that was such a great song. I don't remember who sang it.
I don't even remember that song.
It was contemporary Christian. Anyway, but it was all about the song was all about the red letters. I love it. So good. I'll need to shout it out and put it in the show notes or something.
There you go.
Okay, but here we go. This is what it says in John 15 verse 16. It says, "You didn't choose me, I chose you." I love that. It's like Jesus was like, "You didn't choose me, girl. What? I chose you." And it says, "I appointed you to go and produce lasting fruit, so that that the Father will give you whatever you ask for using my name. This is my command: love each other." And that's like the last part of this section, this little section that's under Jesus, the vine, the true vine. And I love that because I remember years ago, and if any of I used to be a junior high pastor at a church when I was in college. This is really dating myself a lot here, but years ago I did a like a junior high camp with them, and I was preaching. I was like, "Lord, what do you want to say to these kids? What do you want to say?" And God was like, "Tell them that that they're chosen, but they have a choice." And I was like, wow, that's so powerful, because Jesus is saying in John 15, you are chosen. Like, I chose you.
Yes.
But you actually have a choice of what you're going to do with that. If you're going to bear the fruit, or if you're going to live over here in this other way, or you're actually going to choose to press in and like stay connected to me. So that's really it. Like, I love that the whole book is really about that, and about breaking that producingness, like that being, is that a word, producingness? I'm just going to make it a word. It's like breaking off that producingness, no, but breaking off that desire, that need, the necessity, this like drive in us to produce more, and out of a place of striving, not out of a place of living from an overflow. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, see, it makes me want to sing a song.
Okay.
I'm not going to break out into song and sing "We're Living in the Overflow." We don't own the rights to that, so we're not going to break out and sing it right now. Okay.
We do not own the rights to that. Please do not make them come after my podcast before it even gets started.
Exactly. We can only sing really, really old songs like Amazing Grace or something.
Yes, right, exactly.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Lord, help us.
Yes.
Okay. So abide or abiding. Is that like something that like you do and then you've done it, like you've arrived there? Or is this something that like you have to keep coming back to? Because I don't know. I mean, I think of myself, and you were just talking about producing. I think that we think, I don't know, when I think of things like this, it's like, can I actually do this? Like, am I ever going to get this right?
Oh, girl, this right here, this is so real. I mean, so real, because I believe there's so many people out there that are like, I can never do it. I can never ever do this. Like, you're talking about this great, Amy. That's real great for you.
Right.
But not for me, and I think,
and that kind of thing keeps us from even starting.
Yes, girl. Yeah. Yes. It will keep you from reading this book. It is absolutely true. So I think what I would say is this, that it is not a once and done thing. Like, I find myself constantly having to remind myself, hey, like, are you present with your kids? Are you actually abiding? Are you doing this work that you're doing? I mean, even in my work at Journey, I mean, I'm in full-time ministry, but I still have to remind myself, like, and I'm doing all this stuff for the Lord, for him, right? For the Lord. And then I'm like, am I actually doing this? Like, what am I doing this out of? Am I doing it out of like a just rush and hurry and get it done and or am I going to actually do it out of the abiding peace? And yeah, so I would just say, it is 1,000,000% not a once and done like thing. And so you're going to find yourself in these places where you have to go, oh, wait. I have to start. And it's the beautiful thing about it is it's not a starting back from scratch. It's not all the way back from the beginning. It's actually, you start from where you left off. Like you don't have to go all the way back to this other place that you maybe were in years ago, but you actually start from where you ended things. And with, with that striving or whatever, when you start that striving, but here's the thing I'm finding that we'll talk. We're going to talk more about that in a second. We'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm just going to let you.
I love that so much though. What you just said about like, it's not like you start back at the beginning. I picked up my violin yesterday after not playing it for like 10 years. And let me just tell you, it did not come running to me like Jesus does. Okay. Okay. It's like when we have like, forsaken our quiet time with the Lord and we come back and we're like, God, like I really have just said in my heart to spend time with you today. God is not like, wait a minute, before we do that, let's talk about last week and let's talk about like, what you haven't done. Like, praise God. It's so awesome that he just lets us like come back.
Yeah.
So awesome.
It's
okay.
So good.
Okay. So now I want to get personal. Okay.
Lord help us.
You're going to be like, why did I ask Shelley? I mean, you told everybody, that like, we're like tight. So I'm about to ask you the questions that tight people ask. Okay.
You have a full permission. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. So I watched you write this book. I did life with you while you were writing this book. And so I know what the season looked like for you. I'm not saying that to try to set you up and be like, so don't try to be telling a story. Okay.
Yes.
So I just want to ask, were you actually like living what you were writing? Do you feel like you lived it as you were writing it?
Girl, this is where it gets so real. So here's the deal. The real about this is that I felt there were so many days. I mean, even to the point where like, even like a week ago when I was like published, like, let's go, we're publishing, it's going. Through the whole process of writing, through the whole editing process, I was like, why, Lord, are you asking me to write this book on abiding? And I'm like, I am so awful at this. Like, I would just be like, what is happening? So I think what it boils down to is absolutely, I felt like I was like, no, I'm fake. I'm so fake. What's happening? And I would have to and the Lord would just remind me like, you're my daughter and you're trying, you're doing your best. And I just want you to be present with me. I don't need you to do anything else, but just be present with me. And so every time that I would just feel like, oh my goodness, I missed it. I didn't do what I needed to, or I was out there, in my busy, in my overwhelm, in my crazy. God would just gently remind me and just bring me back to the center of who he is and what he is and all of the things that he has and does and is. And so I would say I was actually living what I was writing, but it was not easy. It was not like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. This is the best thing ever. I'm just so great at this. And I still like, I am in no way like I'm not delusional that I don't need to reread my own words. Okay. So let's be clear.
Right.
So
it's good. Yeah. It's good. What was the hardest chapter or just like the hardest truth, to write down? Like maybe even the one you wanted to leave out. Yes. Like give us the juicy bits.
Girl, there is one in here that, and I actually, this is a little bit of a theme, not totally, but it's a little bit of a thing in here. There's one in here that I wrote called the sacred art of waiting. Girl, if I could leave out anything that wait is a 4-letter word. Okay. It is not something I want to do. Okay. I'm like,
it is truth.
And we live in this microwave, everybody instant, like I can order something on Prime and have it by 5 p.m. Like, I mean, just, it is like, everything is quick, fast, hurry. And so we've gotten, our whole lives have turned into this, like, I don't have to wait for anything and I shouldn't have to. And it's this entitlement that we shouldn't have to wait. But I think what God has done in me in the waiting seasons has been invaluable. I will say that there are so many things I'm like, Lord, I'm done. I'm ready. I'm ready. Like, if you are trying to produce something in me right now, it's not working. Like, it's not working. It's not working. But I think that would be the one thing. If I didn't have to tell you the truth and I could just be all lies and crazy, then I would have left out the parts about that, the parts about waiting and the sacred art of that. Like, the waiting is just the hardest. It's the hardest part, but it's the most fruitful. I know God does something so deep and so real in those seasons of waiting where we are actually having to be like, and I think the other part of it is not just the waiting part, but the faith, waiting in faith. When you can't see it, girl, don't play with me. When you cannot see it, and it's like a thing you've had a promise, God said it, he's gonna do it. You're like old church hymns, like we're like, God said it, won't he do it? All that, and you're like, yes. But I'm in this place of I cannot see a single thing that is happening out there it would even make, you're going to church and you're screaming waymaker, and you're like, you're a waymaker, Lord, you doing it, Lord, you do it, even if I can't see it. And I'm like, okay, but I can't see it, Lord. Like, really, like I can't see it. So I need you to show me again, Lord, show me again. Yeah. And I think that sacredness of it. And I think it is, I really want people to understand that. That's one thing I want people to grab a hold of and grasp, is that it is a sacred, holy thing that God is doing in us when he's called us to wait, and when he's put that waiting season in our hearts and in our lives. It is actually holy and sacred before him. And it's the hardest thing, but it produces so much fruit in our lives. So yeah,
it's unfortunately true.
It is very unfortunate, but it is very true.
Do you feel like writing this book changed you? Like, genuinely changed you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I believe I was one way coming into this book, and I am a totally different way coming out of it. Like, I'm a totally different person coming out of it. I believe God has written a really beautiful story out of it, even though, like, I honestly am like, why, Lord? I'm like, God, why didn't you ask me to write a book about, like, being a millionaire or something really fabulous? I'm like, yeah, I think that could work better, Lord. I don't want to write about abiding and having to stay and wait and do all the things. But give me.
God's like, you don't know anything about being a millionaire.
Exactly.
It's like, I would like to learn these lessons.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, Lord, let me learn. I will learn, and then I will write
Teach
a book
us
about
those
it.
lessons.
That's so funny. Yes, so true. So anyway, I feel like that what God taught me, and this is important, because I think as people go through this is what I want them to grab a hold of. When you go through this book, when you come out on the other end, it's like, okay, now I'm just going to let that land all the way down. Now now you have an understanding of what it is to abide, and what it is to dwell in the secret place, and to abide under the shadow, and to abide in the vine. And so, and that's what beautiful thing, what that did for me was, and how it transformed me was like, oh, now I know. So when I see myself drifting out, I don't wait 2 years down the road, or 2 or 3 months even to into that. Like, I'm not into it as long and as far now, because I've learned, wait a minute, I'm starting to drift out there and not abide. I'm starting to, like, get on my own and do my own thing and be my own person and do my own way. And God's just nudging me back into what he wants me to do. And so that's where the transformation for me came, was having that knowledge and the understanding and wisdom there of knowing what it looks like and means to abide. And when you read the book and you dive into it, and then then it's like, oh, okay, now the enemy can't come after me like that anymore, because now I know what I need to do. And so it's easier, like, for me to, it's like, I see you, devil, I see you. And I can jump back into being in that abiding secret place kind of life quicker and easier. So yeah, absolutely. Transformed, girl, changed forever.
Okay, well, I have one more.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, ready? So I want to know, what do you want women to feel? Or, like, this woman that is reading this book, what do you want her to feel when she closes the book? Like, that very last day 21, the last page.
So this is the part where it's like real, man. I want every woman or person, man, if a man picks this book up, it's really written for women, but it's very applicable to men too. I want them to feel free. I want them to feel like they are free from like the cycles of just having to produce, having to rush around and do more and be busy all the time. And I want them to know that they're enough, that they are walking in wholeness, that they have learned and that they have grasped through the time that they've spent with the Lord, their actual true identity, and that they are known and loved and seen and held by the Lord. So yeah, that's it. That's what I want them to get.
Wow. Praise God. Freedom.
Yes, girl, freedom. It's like a theme.
So good. Well, thank you so much for answering all of these questions. And that brings us to the exciting part, the super exciting part. Yes. So like it's happened. The book is launched.
Yes.
Abide. It's officially here. People can actually get it in their own hands.
Yes.
And so anyway, how are you feeling about that launch day happened?
Girl, it has been so surreal, honestly, because it's been such a long process. And I feel like the Lord is like, finally. He's like, finally, you obeyed me and you did what you were supposed to. But I think I'm in this place. I think we were talking about this maybe the other day. I'm just like, it's a little bit terrifying to like have your words. Because these words are like, they're like, no, I'm scared for you to listen and see and hold this. And I'm like, don't take my baby. This is my baby. Okay. You know,
right.
Like, it's so hard to put something out into the world that maybe people will hate it. They might be like, oh my gosh, I don't like it at all. It's the stupidest book I've ever read. And then I'll be like, oh my gosh, my heart's broken, you know? And so it's terrifying to put something out into the world that you've produced. And so that has been one thing. But those are all, you know, the devil in my ear kind of lies. But I'm so excited to see how God uses it. Like, it's the most exciting thing to see how God would use. And honestly, that makes me want to just stop crying, because I'm just like, Lord, how would you use, how could you use me to do this? And what would you do? And how I'm just so excited for people to just get it in their hands, to read it, to know it, to absorb every bit of it, to just spend time with Jesus, to lock eyes with him, and to know him in a deeper way. So I love it. I love it so much. So good.
I love it. I'm so excited for you. I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
I would just like this podcast to document that, like, I knew Amye first. Okay. I knew her like back when she was not like yet a, New York Times bestselling author, those kinds of things.
Prophesy that, girl.
Okay, exactly. Exactly. I think people are going to love it because it's like, it's warm, it's conversational. It's like, it's descriptive, you can find yourself in like all of the different stories and examples. And, yeah, I think people are going to love it. Love it. So tell us where we can get it.
So currently you can get it off of my website. If you go to www or whatever, I don't know if you have to type that in anymore. Maybe you don't have to type that anymore. Maybe that was
I don't think you have to type it in anymore.
Maybe that was like in 1994 and now we're not in that year. Okay. Anyway, you can go to amyemstill.com. It's AMYE. That's my first name, Amye, and then M for Michelle. And then that's, everybody knows my middle name now. So it's Amye Michelle. So it's Amye Still, STILL.com. So AmyemStill.com. And that is, you can go there and it's under books. The link on the top is books. You can also get it on Amazon if you want to go that way, that route. So yeah,
that's cool.
Love for you to jump.
I mean, the cool thing about going to your website to get it is they'll also get to see, the other things that you're doing. Like you have speaking engagements coming up and just, I don't know, all of the things that God lays on your heart to get involved in. It's exciting. So they'll be able to find all that kind of stuff too. So I highly suggest go to amyemstill.com.
So good. I love it.
Okay. So are there any extras?
Any extras? What?
Extras like Bible study guide, book club?
There is not a Bible study guide, but there are, if you go to my website, you can download a 5-day devotional that's like a little bit of a sneak peek. It's not obviously the devotions out of the book. It's different devotions that I wrote, but you can do a little 5-day devotional thing and get that for free on my website. But I have been asked if people can use it as a devotional or as a Bible study or whatever, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do it as a Bible study, but for right now, it's not that way. But you could do it. I mean, you could grab it and do it with a group. I mean, that would be awesome. But
right.
yeah. So, and then there's events coming up. I'm speaking at a homeschool expo, which I am so excited about on April 18th. And then I'm speaking at 4Kids, 4-Year Staff Devo on the 29th of April. So I'm excited about that. And then in May, I'm speaking at a conference called Roar 2026, and that's going to be awesome. My girl, Lisa Williams, she's putting on this conference, and she is fire. And so I'm just very excited to be a part of what she's doing. And she said, she's like, women have a sound. We have a sound, and we need to let it go. And it's a roar.
Okay.
And so I'm like, let's go. So I'm speaking at that on May 18th, I believe, or 19th. All of these dates are on my website. But then I'm actually doing a Brave Hope conference, which is my second book. I'm doing a conference on that. It's actually my second annual Brave Hope conference. I'm actually doing it in Alabama this time, and it's going to be the last week. We haven't finalized dates, but just keep in touch, and you'll get to know about it. But it's happening in the end of June, I believe. So we're going to be doing that. So lots of things. And then I'm speaking at another event in September at this God's Masterpiece retreat at the Cove up in North Carolina at Billy Graham's The Cove Retreat Center. So I'm so like, that's going to be super fun. I'm like, can I just, yes, let's do all of the fun, like women's events all over the world. So it'll be great. Yes. I'm excited about all of those things.
That's awesome. Well, everybody, I encourage you, get the book. Buy one for you, buy one for a friend, send it to her. And, the both of you can grow together and like grow in your relationship with the Lord and hold each other accountable. Yeah. And it's so important, like as women, that we have community with each other also. If I didn't have people like Amy in my life that I can call when I'm having a rough day, or somebody that will call me out and tell me that I'm having a rough day.
Yes.
When maybe I don't realize it. Okay, so we're going to end this. I'm just going to like shoot some rapid fire questions at you so we can get to know you a little bit more. So when you were writing, okay, are you coffee or tea?
Coffee, 1,000,000%. I'm like, coffee. I need all of the coffee. I mean, I like tea, okay, but let's be clear. When I'm writing, it's a big mug of coffee. Yes, amen.
I mean, I knew this about you, but I feel like the people want to know. The people want to know.
So great.
Okay, so what was playing in the background? Like, what's your playlist?
Oh, girl, so much worship. I mean, journey worship, elevation worship. I don't even know. Like in Bethel, I mean, I was listening to all of the worship, as much worship as I can get my hands on. Belonging Co. Oh my goodness, Belonging Co. has been like on fire in my heart. Like I can't. It's so much, so good.
So good. So good. Are you like when you write, specifically when you write, do you like write with music or silence?
So it depends on how deep I'm in it. Like if I'm deep in my writing, then I have to turn, like I'll be like, oh wait, I gotta pause this because I can't like think and listen and write and do all that. But if I'm in a zone, I can have it playing in the background and it not like interrupt my thought processes and stuff. But when I get to a place where I'm like, wait, I need to reread that and like look at that for a second, then I have to turn it off or whatever.
Yes. Okay, so I mean, we can kind of see like that you love books behind you. I personally know that you are a book lover. So, besides your book, what's another book that you think women need to read?
Oh, I honestly, okay, so first of all, the Bible. You need to get your Bible out. And I don't mean like an app, okay? Let's be clear. I'm going to need you to get out your actual, hold it in your hands Bible. And this is my little bitty one. My study Bible is like it's like the whole, it's huge, but there's nothing that replaces holding a Bible in your hand. Ladies, men, ladies and gentlemen, like get your Bible out and read it. Like I have notes and I'm like, you see my sticky notes. I have all these sticky notes and like tabs and stuff, but scriptures highlighted, written, dates written, all the things. So I am like, I'm like on a mission to like help people understand the love of an actual Bible in your hands kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The other thing is this is another book that has been around for 2 books that have been around forever and ever. One of them is called Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. And I just think every woman needs to read that book. Every person on the earth needs to read it because it's just true. The battlefield is in the mind. And if we can get a hold of that and we can grasp the fact that the Lord, has, identity and making sure we know. And then the other one that I've read years ago that I love, and I also love this author, is Max Lucado's Just Like Jesus. That book changed my life. It just brought the disciples alive in a way that 25 years ago, like I was just 30 years ago, whatever, however long ago it's been. Like I'm only 28.
We couldn't possibly be old enough.
I'm 28. I am for sure 28 for life, but it's fine. But yeah, those are the 2 books I would say that have really transformed my life in big ways.
Cool. What is one thing about writing Abide that surprised you?
Yeah, that I think honestly how hard it was. It was so hard. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Just hard. It's so hard. And part of it is because I'm not an isolated, like by myself person. And you can't write in a group. It just doesn't work unless you're co-authoring something. It's not something you do in a group.
Right.
And so it was just hard for me. And it really surprised me how hard it was for me to just be in this little isolated place where I'm just, typing my little fingers away and putting all my words down and by myself. So that was it.
Okay. Finish this sentence. The woman who needs this book most is probably the one who
thinks she doesn't. Honestly, I'm telling you, like, if you're sitting here, you're like, no, I've got it all together. I'm good. Like, no, girl, you need it so bad. You need it right now. Like, get it tomorrow. Get it fast shipped, pay the extra $2.99 and get it as quick as possible. No, I think that's true. I think that the woman who needs this the most is the one. I mean, I do believe there's so many things. I mean, what we've said, all the things we've said today, but the one that's striving, the one that's overworked, overscheduled, over everything. But I think honestly, I would say the one that just is kind of like listening to this going, yeah, I'm good. Like I got it together.
Right.
Like, no, girl. No, none of us.
Okay. Last one.
Okay.
What's coming up next? What's next?
Okay. So this podcast, I am so excited about this podcast because it is going to actually be, let me go ahead and say this because I don't want people to miss this part. Okay. So a year ago, I recorded like 13 episodes of this podcast. And literally, when I say a year ago, I mean, this is the end of March 2026. And a year ago in March, I was recording all of these podcasts. And then I got a newborn from the hospital. And I was like, what is happening? And I already had a 2.5-year-old. So I was like, how am I going to do life and live and whatever, because I'm a single mom. I'm a single woman that is fostering these kids and in the process of hopefully possibly adopting. And so I'm just like, what is happening? Like, how am I going to do this? And so I just had to shelf this whole entire thing. So these first 13 episodes you're going to be like, ooh, Amy looks different. Her hair is different color. Her glasses are different. She's like a little bit like thinner. She's like, or whatever. You're going to maybe see some things. And you're also going to probably be like, oh, she didn't know what she was doing then. That was scary. She needed some help with the whatever, the interview process or whatever. Some of them are the newer ones or the first ones I was like, oh gosh, these are not that great. But I have just decided I am going to put this out into the world and it is going to be amazing and it will get better and better and better and better. So hang with me and all of that. So I think the next things for me are the podcast. I think I'm actually currently writing my second book, Brave Hope, Daring to Break Free from the Cycle of Disappointment, doing that conference coming up in the summer. So there's just a lot of really cool things happening. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to also mention this really quick and super briefly. I'm just going to say it. And then if you want to know more, you can go on my website and learn more about it. But Discover Freedom International is a nonprofit I started about a year ago. I work at Journey Church as a part of the discipleship and groups team and spiritual formations and stuff. And I run the Freedom Ministry at the church. And part of that ministry, or that is a curriculum that we run called Freedom. And about a year ago, I was like, felt like the Lord was like, hey, it's time for you to kind of take this and take it to the nations. And I really felt like the Lord was just impressing on me to take the Freedom Ministry and help churches to launch freedom ministries and to be able to not just launch them, but this is the key part that I want people to grasp is I want people to be able to sustain the freedom ministries that they start. And not just freedom, other curriculums that we're going to offer and just other things that we're going to do through Discover Freedom. But I'm actually really, really excited because in May, I'm going to Guatemala. And I've already been. Last year I went and I spoke at a pastor's conference there to 1,000 pastors in Guatemala. God opened this massive door. Shout out to Karen Armstrong, who's amazing and helped me like get into that relationship and everything with those pastors down there. And so I'm going back, and I've actually helped we've launched two churches, and we're going to be launching 10 more, hopefully 10 to 12 more in May, and doing a small conference for the ones that have gone through it. So we're really just starting. This is like, the whole thing is like, don't despise the small beginnings, but I just honestly believe that God is going to light fire to this ministry. I believe it so strongly. And so that's another thing that I'm putting my hands to is this Discover Freedom International. And it's a funny story, but yeah, how that it became international. It was not supposed to be international. And then all of a sudden God was like, oh yeah, really? Well, it's international now. And so,
right.
So excited about what God's doing through that.
And you and I have a plan to do a podcast and really dig deeper into this whole idea of the secret place and really making it a lifestyle and like living the secret place life.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I mean, hopefully everyone else is excited about you and I being able to do more things together.
Yes. Listen.
So, I mean, we'll have fun and we'll get more into kind of who we are, and people will see more of our friendship and
our goofiness. Honestly, okay,
how silly we can be.
This is so real, and Shelley will attest to this. So when I first moved to South Florida, we were roommates for like 3 years, 3 or 3.5 years. And we used to sit on the couch and literally we were like, why didn't we not just like record that? And like, we are so amazing and so brilliant. Like, why are people not listening to us right now? And so we've joked about, obviously we were joking about that, but yeah, I mean, we would joke about doing a podcast or doing something for years. We have said for years, and then
years.
Yeah. And so now I was like, I finished this book and I'm starting this podcast, and I was just like, we are doing this. We are doing it. And we started it. Like we have the Secret Place Life. Like, we are going to do this. We have the whole name and everything. So it's like,
we have it all laid out. Yep.
Yeah. We're doing it.
Yes, we're doing it.
It's happening.
All right. Well, because I'm handing it back to you.
We said it now out loud, and so it has to happen because we said it.
We did. We said it out loud
into a microphone, into the world.
It's true. It is true. Okay, well, my time as the guest host is over now, and I'm turning it back over to you because this is your podcast. And so thank you for letting me be here and interview you, but it's back. It's yours again.
She's like, back to you. I feel like we're on a newscasting. Back to you, Bob.
Exactly.
Just kidding. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I have loved this so much. This has been so fun. Like, it's so much fun. I love it. It's fun. The best. It would love for you to stay connected with me. Go to amyemstill.com. Buy the book. One more time, I'm going to let you see it because it's beautiful. Buy the book, Amye and Still.
I feel like I should be like this. I don't know what to. I want to be like Vanna.
Yes. You're like, like, it's so beautiful. Anyway, so buy the book, and then also like sign up for my newsletter and sign up to and subscribe to all the things and follow me on all the social things and all the things, because I want to stay in touch, because I want to be best friends with everybody. Like, I am like the best friend to all the people. And so I have this saying that I say all the time. I'm like, love you so much, squeeze your face. And so if you hear me say that, I'm actually going to I've had people tell me, you have to get t-shirts with that on it. Oh my gosh, I want a t-shirt with that on it. And there's a whole story. I won't tell you today. I'll leave a little cliffhanger here. I won't tell you the story today, but one day I will tell you the story about what love your face, love you so much, squeeze your face, love your face kind of stuff is, why it means so much to me. So, okay. Thank you so much for being here today with us. You're the best in the whole entire world, and I cannot wait to spend more time with you with the Tell Me Everything podcast and everything that we're doing over at amyemstill.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Bye.